In a rundown factory, a blood-curdling scream echoed. Jack's co-workers rushed over, trying to shut down the machine and pull him out, but the supervisor blocked them. The reason? That machine was worth a fortune. If it broke, they could never afford the cost. Jack's life meant nothing compared to company property. The workers were forced back to their stations, and only after the machine stopped did they drag Jack's broken body out. Jack survived, but the radiation he had absorbed began destroying his organs. The doctors told him he had less than 5 days left. When the company boss found out, he didn't offer help or compensation. Instead, he tossed Jack a bottle of painkillers and told him to get lost. In his eyes, workers were disposable. Furious and desperate, Jack swore revenge. But if he wanted to survive, there was only one hope left: Elysium. By the end of the 21st century, Earth had become overcrowded and polluted beyond repair. The wealthy built a massive orbital space station 20,000 kilometers above the planet. On Elysium, the air was clean, the climate perfect, and every home had a miraculous medical pod that could cure any illness instantly. To the people suffering on Earth, Elysium was heaven. But tickets to this paradise cost more than any poor person could ever dream of. Many of the sick tried to sneak in, risking everything. For Jack, sneaking aboard was the only chance to stay alive. Together with his friend Mike, he sought out Carlos, the local black market kingpin. Carlos forged fake IDs and smuggled people to Elysium for an outrageous price. Jack and Mike couldn't afford it. Jack begged to go first and pay off the debt later by working for him. Carlos almost laughed him out the door, but when he heard Jack had only days to live, he suddenly changed his mind. Carlos offered Jack a deal. He'd get him on a ship to Elysium, free of charge, food and shelter included. But in return, Jack had to complete one dangerous mission: kidnap a visiting Elysium executive and download the man's bank codes directly into his own brain. Jack hesitated. Every executive was guarded by combat robots, and with his health failing, the job was suicide. But Carlos showed him something: an exoskeleton suit bolted directly into bone, giving a human the strength of a machine. Jack had no other choice. The surgery was brutal. Screws drilled into his spine, metal fused with bone. But when the suit powered on, Jack felt unstoppable. Armed to the teeth, Jack, Mike, and the crew set out. Their target was none other than Jack's old boss, John Carlyle, the same man who threw him away like trash. Carlyle was boarding a shuttle back to Elysium when Jack's team blasted its engines, sending it crashing down. As they rushed in, Carlyle unleashed his robotic guards, killing several of the attackers. Jack fought with everything he had, destroying a robot in a violent explosion. Finally, they cracked open the shuttle door. Carlyle stared at Jack in disbelief. The crew plugged into Carlyle's brain and began transferring the data. But before it finished, an armed ship roared in, commanded by Cole, Elysium's ruthless agent. Missiles tore through the streets. Jack barely escaped alive. Enraged, Jack fought Cole, but the agent's power overwhelmed him. Jack fled, wounded and alone. Then came the cruel twist. The data inside Jack's brain wasn't money at all. It was Elysium's master control program, the code that could rewrite the entire system. Whoever possessed it could command Elysium itself. Cole realized its importance and launched a full-scale manhunt with drones sweeping every block. Bleeding and desperate, Jack went to his childhood love, Emily. She cared for him, but she had her own tragedy. Her young daughter was dying of leukemia. Emily begged Jack to take them with him to Elysium. Jack, already on the verge of death, refused. Soon after, Cole captured Emily and her daughter, using them as bait. Jack returned to Carlos, demanding to be sent to Elysium immediately. Carlos revealed the station was now on total lockdown, a no-fly zone, because of Jack's data. He explained that the code inside Jack's head might be the only way to reopen the skies. Jack realized he was at the center of something much bigger than himself. In a daring move, Jack and Carlos finally infiltrated Elysium, but Cole, now fitted with his own exoskeleton, was waiting for him. The two clashed in a brutal, metal-on-metal battle. Jack, weak but determined, managed to strap a live grenade onto Cole and threw him to his death. Mortally wounded, Jack was rushed into the control hub. Carlos tried to activate the system, but discovered the truth. The data was locked with biometric encryption. To unlock it, Jack had to die. Jack already knew this would be the price. With his last strength, he connected himself to the system. Before hitting the final command, he called Emily one last time. "I told you I'd take us there one day. I promise." Then he pressed the key. The entire station went dark. Moments later, the system rebooted, and every single human on Earth was registered as a citizen of Elysium. Medical ships launched from orbit, flooding Earth with salvation. Emily's daughter was healed instantly inside a medical pod. Jack, however, gave his life to make it happen. He never lived to see the new world, but he kept his promise, bringing everyone to paradise.